For others, we can just search if no one is joining. Hope you guys are able to see the screen. Harsha, Surekha. Harsha screen would కనిపిస్తుందా?
Yeah, it's visible from the book.
Okay. Okay. That's good. So let's start then. So yesterday we were looking at different options that we have under the field section. Sorry, actually today also I did not download the latest version. Probably I will do over the weekend, and probably from Monday or Tuesday at least we'll start working on the new updates as well. So probably at times we may expect some questions that are related to the updates also. So the question may be like this: so how would you like improve yourself in terms of the updates? Okay, probably if there are any new updates every month, usually Microsoft will come up with some kind of updates actually. So Power BI latest version. So in case updates, when I say, basically it will include the latest version, okay, and latest updates or latest changes into their updates as such. That's how it is. So far, desktop. Um, so usually they will keep on sending an update every month on month. This helps us in like checking with the new updates and all. See, latest April, we haven't completed the April, but they have got the April update also. That's how fast they will be keep on updating actually. And you can just go through this thing when you are free. Basically, this helps us in keeping ourselves updated with the latest things as such. Okay, so let me share in the group. So that you will have the information about that. And so let's go through the other visuals as such. So I am keep on saving this report, whatever we are working, so that it will be useful for you guys actually. Okay. So then comes the clustered bar chart and clustered column chart. They are similar to the stacked bar and stacked column as such. And that's what example we looked at this one yesterday as such. Okay, now let's go with the this thing like 100% stacked bar. Okay, and uh, when we see the bars without we adding anything, it shows like complete bars, right? All the bars are like showing full. So how would you identify the differences then? Okay, let's see that actually in action. So probably we'll take category in the axis, okay, and again sales in the values, okay. Now we'll take the region and add it to the, sorry, instead of region, let's add region to the legend first of all, okay. So if you see the all the shows like 100% stacked bar and all, okay, all are full bars. So if we look at the previously, the bars are showing one higher, one lower and all, something like that, but here it shows 100% stacked bar. Okay, the purpose of this one is we will be able to understand the percentages actually by utilizing this 100% stacked bar, okay. And if you observe in here, among the sales, west region, okay, west region just consumes like 30%. I mean to say it among, let's say this complete bar is 100%. I think this east region has more sales than the west region, so this is the highest one. So this kind of visual will show what is the percentage of technology among each region. So east region has like 31%, this has 30%, then the blue one has 20%, this has 17%. Like this, these bars will help us in understanding the each individual percentage based on based on the value that we have as such. Okay, based on the value of the sales that we have included in this. Also, it adds the percentage. It even shows the numeric value of the sales also. If you see 264,973 is the sales here, 251,991 sales, and here it is 148,771. So this is the sales that is talking about when we are using the 100% stacked bar as such. And we have similarly 100% column chart as well. Okay, if you see stacked column chart, again similarly we can just add same values into this also, and we can understand the quantity. But here let's take the profit in here, then the segment in here, a different visual, so that we can understand better. Then we will add the ship mode onto the legend as such. This again, the ship mode, most of the consumers are going with the standard class. Probably if it is a second class or first class, they may have to pay some charges. In order to avoid those charges, these they are like opting just for the standard class. Okay, not everyone is interested in Amazon Prime, I think. Similar to the that concept actually we're here also. So if it is the same day, we have to pay for the Prime, right? Here they are not interested in paying for the Prime. And if you see 58% of the profit comes from the standard class. See, 62% here comes from the standard class for the corporate segment. That's how it is. Again, here 47%. So nearly 50% on an average. Okay, it is the standard class that everyone are opting for in order to avoid the prices. Okay, this will be some kind of analysis that we are doing based on the data that we have, based on the visuals also. Okay, and in terms of the different options that we have under the formatting, you can see you can even change the data colors also. Suppose you are not interested in seeing the multiple colors, what we can do, we can just go for one single color. Okay, and go for the lighter and the darker color, something like that. So you wanted this to be light in color, let's understand that. Okay, sorry, from bottom I am coming in here. So I will apply one for each color and keep on showing the lighter color, something like this. So this kind of coloring also we can do. And wherever it shows lighter, more lighter, we want to put that as a dark color. Even that we can do. That is the standard class. So I will apply the dark color. You see now, once we apply that, the visual itself it's changed completely. Okay, so let me use some different colors again. So this one I will go with this. This one I will go with this. Something like that. So now, for the look and feel, there will be a difference in the colors that we are using. Okay, that's how we use the colors part. The other thing that we have is the zoom slicer part. Okay, if at all we want, we can zoom in and zoom out. Let's say there are like many categories that we want to look at. Okay, instead of segment, let me put subcategory in here. So it will be splitting based on the sorry, into the. Let me put this drag in here. Okay, and let me put the segment in here. Now you see there are many colors in here. So suppose if our visual is like smaller one, it becomes a bit difficult for us to understand which color this is and how much percentage. So in that case, what we will do, we'll try to use the zoom buttons in here, so that we'll be able to go and check for each color, and we can understand, oh, this there is one more color in here, that is art, and it is occupying like 2% of profit in the consumer segment, something like that. So again, we can come down in here also. Again, we can check. So these zoom buttons will be useful for that actually. See, we can just zoom in and zoom out. Both ways we can do it. That is it. And next, let's look for the line chart. Then we can go with the further things. What are the important things? I'm just trying to cover all the things, not just the important one, but basically we are trying to look at each and everything. Actually. Okay. So now let's look at some relationship part also in the model view before we working on this line chart. I will explain why. Okay. First of all, I will see whether there is any relationship being created in here or not. Okay, if you see within the orders table and date table, there is a relationship being created. Okay, and I think we have already seen this relationship between the order date and the date table. So now what I can do, because there is a relationship between this and this, I can bring in the year column into this line chart. Then I can add the sales as such from the orders table into the values. Now you see I got one single line. Okay, don't think that why it is showing one single line. Probably uh, the link and all will try to check that. Okay, it shouldn't show one single line, straight line, because the sales may not be same right across the thing. Okay, let's understand this. So here we have added. Okay, sorry, from the data I have. Sorry, my bad. It is should be from the date table actually. Date table year. Okay, now you see the line got changed now. Okay, so year on year the sales is increasing. We have to change the axis actually, where 2014 should come first. So in that case we'll click on these three dots, select ascending in here. Now you see 2013, 16, 17, 15, it shows like this. The reason it shows like this is again because this is a text column. So sorting doesn't apply in here. Let's make it to a whole number. So now the sorting has changed. You see 2015 shows 14, 15, 16, 17. Because this being accepted as in text, it doesn't know how to sort actually. It will sort on its own. But when we are asking it to sort ascending a number, obviously it will know first 2014, then comes 15, then 16, 17, something like that. So this is how we will add the line chart actually. Okay. And we can add multiple lines also. But just understand, I am bringing the year from this table, okay, and the sales from the orders table. But how come the line got created? You may ask a question, right? So here, what happens is because we have created a relationship where the date table date is being linked with the orders table actually. Okay, so that is where this relationship is being accepted, and it is able to understand like we are fetching the sales based on the linked date column. Okay, and we are able to get the sales based on that. Okay, that's how we will have to understand about this one. Next comes the let's say we are having one value, we are having the secondary values also in here, if you observe in here. Okay, so under the secondary values I would like to put profit. Now you see we are having two lines, one for the sales, one for the profit. And how would you understand that? You can see the lighter and darker color, or you can just highlight that only, whichever you want, whichever line you want. That also will help you in understanding the sales for that specific line as such. Okay, then in case again in case you want to like add some more values in here, let's say if we even have the legend, we can utilize that. Okay, let's add legend and see what will happen. So again, region I will add in here. I'll remove the profit and let me add the region, because legend is being occupied by the profit which I was using. So in that case, I will just use the sales in here. Okay. So we are using two dimensions and one measure. Okay. Let's try to add the profit also in here. Can we add? Let's see. It is removing the sales and it is just adding the profit. So this is the profit. Okay. For each year, and each single line represent the region actually in here. Okay, which region they belong to. That's how we are able to look at this um, um, sales value, sorry, profit value based on the each region and each year. Okay, now we have just used the year in here. Okay, but when you see the relationship, okay, it is the date that we are taking from in here, and it is the date that we are taking from in here. So let's look at the data for the order date. Okay, And if we see the order date, it shows the date. But how come we are able to show the data as per year and sales and all? Because we are creating the relationship between two different dates, this order date and the date from the date table and the order date from the orders table. Okay, that is where we are able to use the year, okay, which is part of the date table, and use the sales from the orders table as such. That's where our sales or profit, whatever it is, we are able to use it here. Next, let's remove this year actually, okay, from the date table, and we'll take month name. See, for month name also we are able to get the sales, because there is again the relationship is already continuing here also. That is where we are able to look at that month sales also, based on the value that we have added in here. Okay. So if someone asks you, they want to see the uh, e-sales or profit or whatever the measure that you are using based on each month, then you will add like this. So this is something we can add, look at for all the months. Okay, whatever the data that we have, it is for all the months actually, not just one single month, something like that in here as such. Okay, so for all the months it is just giving the sales and it is giving the output for us. Okay, so what I meant by that is, if we go to the data view, we are having the sales for 14, starting 14 to 17 something. So this January includes 14th, sorry, January 14th, okay, January 15th, January 16th, and January 17th sales as such. That's how it is showing you in here. Again, February sales, okay, again, March 14, March 15, March 16 is included in this. That's where the sales is showing in this way as such, okay. Next comes next, let's think of this one. Okay, so we looked at this one. So next we'll think of a different ways how to represent this by you adding a slicer. There is a visual called slicer actually. Okay, so let me add a slicer. Now I will bring in the year actually into this slicer. So now what am I doing? I am just trying to add a particular slicer, okay, that will help in like checking with the data. Okay, so this slicer I can just look for only 2013 to 14, 2014. Okay, now you see the visual is showing a different values in here. Okay, let's look for the October actually. Okay, October we have 1341 for central region. Okay, I will include 15 also. Now you see October 1389, the sales is showing 1389. Okay, so there is a change in here. So if you observe, there is a change in the sales as such. This is again because we had extended the year also. We have added the 2016 also in here. 2014, sorry, 14 was there. So we have added 15 also. That's how we are able to get the sales in here for that as well. Okay, now let's understand one more thing. Instead of this week year, actually, let me bring in the quarter also. I can bring in quarter also. I'll leave this as is. Okay, I will copy and I can paste. Otherwise, I'll bring another slicer. Okay, this time I will just bring the week number. Now you see we have 53, 54 weeks, 52 weeks in a year. So we have got all the weeks in here. So if we want to filter out only for first 30 weeks, so then it will show till July only. See, Jan to July. Okay, all these things are just observe in here. Okay, it is very useful. Probably this all you can do based on the date table and the orders table that you are able to use in here, and you are able to work on multiple columns from the date table as such. Okay, so here you are able to see the data for the first 30 weeks. Okay, if someone asks, okay, they want to see the data in a week wise, month wise, and all, then you can create multiple views actually. Okay, I will just copy this and I will put it again. Okay, let me drag it down. This is month and this is again month you are saying. So I'll just remove this and I'll just add the week number in here. So it will just show what are the weeks that we are being selecting in here. It will show all the weeks. It added the week number, right? So sorry, where okay, it got added into tooltips actually. So let me add to the access. Now you see 0 to 50 weeks, it shows the numbers as such. Probably this view, you are unable to make any, I mean to say, you are unable to visualize anything because the lines got overlapped. Okay, but the values when you hover on that, it will show you that. So week 38, week 36, week 34. This is how the values are being shown in here based on the selection that we are making, or the visual itself. We have added the week number and the sales. That's where it's showing the week number and the sales for us. Okay, so this is how you will be able to understand the visual. Okay, understand the what is it doing as such. Okay, and in terms of whatever the input that you are giving in here, we'll be able to make the changes to the visual as such. Okay, so let's understand further in here, and let's look at the other visuals now going forward. Okay, we'll keep on talking about the relationship in here and even the tables and other things also. Okay, any questions in here? Any questions? Okay, your silence, I expect that you are able to understand everything. Okay, so let's look for, okay, couple of more things in terms of the line chart. So I will just copy this visual and put it in here. So I will like to show you few things in here. Okay, like we have something called shapes. Okay, we can see the shape of the line. Okay, at the same time we can even add some shapes in between. Okay, like let's say the joint type, it's round, it says, right? Okay, so here, if we change from line to the sorry, this one, if we change the line, it will change the dashed line. It will change to the dotted line. Okay, and this join type, I don't think this is making any change. I'll just check this later actually. And you can see the stroke width. I'm just trying to increase or decrease for the dotted or the dashed or solid. We can do that. Also, we can show marker. Okay, so marker is nothing but we are adding shapes in here. Okay, again, some shapes can be added as a square, some shapes can be added as a diamond shape or triangle, which based on our choice, and we can increase the marker size also. You see, so the look and feel of the line chart is based or changed based on these markers, based on the lines that we are utilizing, or even some multiple lines that we are using. Okay, we can even show some stepped line also. Okay, let's see that as well. Instead of the marker, I will show a stepped line. You see, stepped line will look something like this, or something like customizing series. It shows central, east, whichever the region that we want to look at. We can just customize those series. Otherwise, we can just leave that actually. Okay, so customize, when we switch off, there is nothing else. Okay, but these are important. The shapes. Okay, under the shapes, again, if we are using the marker as such, then that will be look and feel will change a lot better. And instead of the stepped line, okay, we can just use the normal line. That will be much helpful when we are trying to show or make the visualization better as such. Okay, so in this line chart, this is one thing that I thought would be a good one. Others are like common across all the visuals as such. Okay, next comes the area chart, and this area chart usually represent the area covered based on the dimensions or the measure that you are using. And we can use the category, and we can show the profit. Okay, and see the area got covered now. And in the legend, let's use the segment actually this time. Now you see there are three different lines. Okay. You can say that this as a line chart, wherever the area but that is being covered, that is done only in the area chart as such. Okay, not in this particular line chart. Okay, that is something a different way how you visualize the things in terms of the area chart. I mean to say, or the line chart. That is the main difference that we can think of actually. Okay. This is regarding the area chart. Again, the same formatting options will be available in here as well. But one thing we can do here is we can add the shadows towards the end of the visual that we are creating actually. Okay. Now it shows outside and bottom right. If we want center, we can just show the center. If we want, we can show on top. See, the shadow is being added actually towards the border actually, or we can say right. See, or we can say bottom right. Okay, or the custom also we can see where which color we want. We can just change at the angle, the distance, the blur, or the transparency as such. So these are the different options that we can change when we go for the custom as such. Again, the colors that we are changing, it will be at the borders in here. Okay, basically whatever the borders that we are applying in here, so it will be applied for all the borders that we are looking at in here as such. Okay, that is something related to the shadow or the border that we are applying in here as such. Okay, then comes the we have one more thing like stacked area. One is area chart actually. So stacked area or the area chart, it's very closer actually. There is no major difference between this. When we say stacked, again, it will show in one single bar, something like that. If it is the area chart, okay, just the area chart, it will not show one above the other. That's the main difference we have to understand when we are looking at the stacked or the area chart as such. This is the area and this is stacked area chart. Okay, let's put the some of the dimensions here, then we can understand actually. So I'm bringing category and a discount, this time discount I'm bringing it, and I'm trying to add the region in the legend as such. So if you just closely observe, there is a slight difference between how the stack works and uh, how the area chart works. Both cover the area as such, okay, but there will be some kind of overlapping when we are using the stacked one. So if we have observed this one, this is a stacked bar and this is a normal bar chart actually. Okay, that's how the difference will be when we are looking at this actually. Okay, and in this one, there is something called um, the plot area. Okay, the plot area, we can just try to change the colors actually, the transparency. Okay, that is one thing. Also we can add certain images if we want to show behind the background. This is like McDonald image that we have, you see, the image can be added at the behind actually. This may be one of the uh, uh, this will may not be the good idea actually to add that color or that kind of visual behind this, but in most of the cases, if at all we are utilizing some proper image, okay, that will definitely work and it will show a better view in terms of the data that we are showing us. Okay, and probably this may not be a good idea to add an image, so I'll just remove it in here. Then comes the border also. If we want to add the sub border lines, we can add the border lines also. That is where the border lines are useful in here. Okay, and this border lines will be very helpful when we are looking at multiple uh, visuals within one single page, so that we can differentiate, okay, which visual is looking at what in this particular shapes or the options that we are utilizing in here as such. Okay, and we can add the borders for all the things. So then you'll be able to understand or differentiate where how to align this one with the other visuals, because when multiple visuals are within one single page, we have to align them properly. So that is where we will be using this alignment or the borders for the visuals that we are putting in here as such. Okay. Then we have one more thing, which will be the combo chart. This can be called as a combo chart or even a line and stacked column chart. Okay. Here we will have two different things, one a line and one the bar as well. Okay. So we can add multiple things in the line values and one thing in column value and one thing in the line value as well. Okay. So here I will use profit in the line value, sales in the column values. Okay. And I will even add the category in the shared axis. So here it shows the sales and even the profit. And profit we are showing in the line, and a bar visual we are showing the sales as such. That's the difference. And once we add the labels, so you can see which is which the sales, or by the legend that we are using. By that also you'll be able to understand that you are trying to utilize the legend in here, and the sales is being shown based on the legend values as. Okay. Then we can actually add the shapes to the this thing, the line. We can make that as a dashed line or a dotted line, so that will look more better. And we can increase the width between the stroke so that it will look a bit differently actually. And shade area we can add wherever the line it is showing, we can add certain shade to that, and we can just show the shaded area based on the line values that we are utilizing in here as such. Okay. That is the purpose of we using the line, the shaded area. Okay. Then we will look at this ribbon chart. This very quickly we can look at this. Again, we can add the values. Okay. And the legend, the category, and the profit under the values, and even the legend we have to add. Okay, anything. Then we can see the ribbon chart, how the data flows. Okay, this one briefly shows about the area that is being covered actually. Okay, by the legend that we are using in here, and the area that is being covered by the ribbons area. So this will be a combination of a line and the bar graph, where it will clearly show the flow for each and every region, and the flow based on the colors as such, and the profit values that are being shown in here. Okay, both the things are being shown up in here as such. That's how we'll be able to look at this, like the ribbon chart. Okay. Then we can add certain thing values in the tooltips also, whichever we want to view, we can see that. Okay. Also, we can increase or decrease the size between these ribbons in here, the plot ribbons. Okay. The spacing, you can see the spacing. You see the spacing will be increased in here. You see the ribbon spacing will be increased, or we can even match the series color is on. If we don't want the series color for the ribbons, we can just switch off that color as such. Usually it will be on for most of the times. Okay, just to understand the flow of each color that is flowing between the region in here that we have used, so that we are able to differentiate which color is which region. See, this is the central region, this is the east region. Okay, and this is south region, something like that. Okay, so we are able to differentiate based on the colors that we are using in here as such. Okay, any other questions that you have? I just want to take your questions before me closing, because we have discussed many things in here. Any questions? Any questions, any doubts that you have? Are you able to follow? Am I going a bit fast? Are you able to understand? I just want to listen from you guys. Okay, then. So we will just continue on Monday. So probably if you have any question, just post me on the chat. Okay, we can just look at it better actually. So also you will be getting some chance to prepare yourself over the weekend as such. So if you get Whatever the doubts you have, you can just post it on the chat window. Okay. Okay, then thanks all for joining actually. So we'll just meet on Monday then. Okay. Thanks. Bye.